Finance Minister says US Fed's decision to pair its massive stimulus program hasn't really come as a surprise, and that India is well prepared to deal with the taper. Mrinalini Krishna joins in with more details on New Delhi's reaction. Mrinalini?
Absolutely, the finance minister is very confident that India is better prepared to deal with the consequences of the taper that has been announced by the US Federal Reserve. In fact, he went on to say that the markets shouldn't be surprised because they've factored in this taper, that the government doesn't expect the markets to be surprised, and also the fact that this is just a mild reduction of the stimulus, and the Fed hasn't really gone ahead and announced any sequential cut in asset buys. But as far as the preparedness of the Indian economy is concerned, remember, just a few months ago when the rupee was in the free fall, the government and the RBI had swung into action, taken a lot of measures. They had moved a certain sort of outflows into an approval-based route. There was a tweaking of the MSF window. A special window was opened for OMCs. There was, of course, also the FCNRB window and the Tier 1 capital borrowing. So all of those measures were taken in the time that the US Fed first gave its intention to taper, and in between the time that the taper actually did take place. And the optimism is stemming from the fact that just the FCNRB window and the Tier 1 capital borrowing window has brought in about $34 billion. Apart from that, there is, of course, also the currency swap agreement with Japan that has been increased from $15 billion to $50 billion that the country can access to in case of extreme volatility in the forex reserve. The forex reserves are looking good. And apart from that, there's also, of course, the current account deficit number that is trending down, and they are hoping to restrict it to about $60 billion or below. So all of these things put together is something that is giving the government and the finance minister confidence that India is ready to deal with any sorts of headwinds for the rupee or the economy really as a consequence of the US Fed taper that was announced last night.